Thank you. I thought I will just take one challenge part, which is to do with the placement. And what I thought was to submit to you is that to start with, yes, there is a certain amount of, I completely agree with what my good friend Professor Xavier talked about. There is a fair amount of mistrust among all, but hopefully it will go away. Okay, so let us be positive. What happens is that some people keep saying that, look, you know, US and Germany industry and academia work so close, why it is not happening? We just have to allow a phase. So just because I work all the time with software industry, you know, software industry, they keep talking about the 5-stage model of SEI, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So I thought that I will use the same stuff. So it actually has to go through 5 levels. And we have to recognize that these things happen one after other, doesn't happen one day. That is the key I want. To a large extent, most of the time, academia, industry, exchange, partnership, interaction, all that it means is what I call buyer-seller relationship. You are producing some students, and I want them because I want people for workforce, and whichever place gives me better bang for the buck, I go. So in some sense, only thing they care for is placement. The institutions care for placement, the students care for placement, industry care for placement, and of course you will find a huge advertisement from IIIT, 6,923, and every student thinks it must be. Okay? It is important, okay? But it doesn't stop there. I want you to, okay? The next stage, what happens is, once the students join, and I am the manager, I kind of look at, oh, the student from this institute is doing well. So next time, I go and tell the HR, go for sure and recruit from this college. Okay? So what happens is, it gets to what is called the first level of partnership. And then they also say that, look, can I get into the first day placement? And then they say that, look, can I also kind of go beyond? So now what happens is, it's not a one-day interaction, it is a little longer interaction, at least 2-3 days, maybe a cultural festival, a techno fest, or maybe a college stuff, and sometimes they attend the convocation, etc. The second stage. So what happens, it goes beyond 1 point interaction. The third stage, when they actually find that year after year, the students from an institutions are doing well, that is the time when industry folks actually think that the students did not just like that come out of an institute. There are some people, some men and women, who kind of work hard. Okay, they're called faculty members. They also matter. They also exist. And by fluke, they wouldn't have happened. And because it is happening year after year, they think, oh, we have to go beyond the student to the faculty. Then they start engaging the faculty, maybe a consulting, maybe a project, maybe a combination of things, maybe give them some labs, etc., etc. And that is the third stage, where the interaction moves beyond a student to a faculty. And once that happens, you actually find that it takes about 5 to 10 years, and by the time there's a critical mass of students in a company, and they start influencing them, some of them become senior people, then you really look at genuine partnership. That is the time when they actually set up parks, you know, industrial research parks, they set up centers of excellence. So the level at which you are taken is very, very different. That is the time when you can actually start making a huge impact of research. This includes also the defense laboratories. You know, he talked about California State, etc. You actually find defense establishments setting up billions of dollars of worth of equipment inside. Okay, you know, my own institute, HP, actually has a lab. It's interesting. Inside the lab, they have a private connect to a lab in France, where so the students are actually working on tools which are commercial products. So there is an NDA, and there is a kind of access control. Even I don't have an access. I'm head of the institute. Okay. Of course, the faculty member will not going to stop me, but I have to take the access from them. And the students also know that while they were talking to them in the dormitory or in the cafeteria, okay, so they may be the thickest of friends, they may even be boyfriends and girlfriends, but they shall not discuss anything. That is this. That is the level of confidentiality which you have to do. And that kind of comfort comes. And finally comes the final partnership. You will find some of them coming on your board and some of the faculty members going on their board. Okay? And that is how companies like HP was formed. That is how companies like Sun was created. Okay? So I think what we really need to do is, maybe institutionally we have to really look at where are we. And it may actually vary from company to company. For one company, I may be at level 1. For some other company, I may be at level 2. And we have to keep creating, because we have to keep doing it, because some companies may fold up, some companies may fall off. But you need to have a healthy mix of, I would say, about 20 to 50 companies for a meaningful interaction. Then only you can genuinely talk of industry-academia interaction. Otherwise, it becomes a nice buyer-seller relationship. And this depth is something which people should kind of get into. And this is not just by having a placement office with nice plush offices. Okay? It has to go much deeper. And some of these things will come up to the Vice Chancellor. Some of these things will happen at the faculty level. Some will happen at the dean's level. Some will happen at the student level. So we need to support the whole thing. And maybe at some point in time, our survey people will also kind of see how they can plot what is the level at which industry-academia partnership exists among different institutions. I just thought that I will share this. I hope that there is some value in it. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.